Every day you've probably heard people leaving Canada and not staying, and they've changed their minds after many years that this is not the right country or the economy is not in the best place at the moment. Today we will look into that topic from an entrepreneur's perspective, and in the studio I have Sirojiddin Khamdamov, who is an entrepreneur who relocated to Canada recently. Could you please briefly introduce yourself, who you are and what you do?
My name is Sirojiddin. I'm from Uzbekistan. Currently I'm living here in Canada for the past year and a half. I was relocated here from USA through a program called Intra-company Transfer. We are in the transportation business, trucking business, so our main office is in Chicago, Illinois. We started the business early 2020. It was kind of a rough start at the beginning because of the COVID and COVID restrictions and lockdowns, but because of the hard work and dedication from our team, we quickly managed to reach 50 trucks in a matter of a few months, actually, despite it's been a hard moment for the trucking industry because of the COVID. And we've been in this industry ever since.
What inspired you to start a business in the first place?
Prior opening a company, I was a truck driver. I work as an owner-operator, and along the way, I see opportunity in the industry, and I see a lot of mistakes that other companies are making. And one day I said to myself, hey, we can do better than this, and let's give a shot.
Great. So you started your business in Chicago, Illinois, in the US. How was it? What was the environment there, other than COVID, of course? What hurdles you had to overcome in the US?
Actually, main challenges in trucking industry, not only in US, in Canada as well, is a shortage of drivers. And according to the statistics, driver turnover is very high in trucking industry. It's almost 80%. If you look at other industries, I don't think it's more than 20-25% employee turnover.
Why did you decide to look at Canada as your next business destination?
It has two reasons, like professionally and personally. So professionally, I can say that, as I said earlier, biggest challenge we were facing was, and still actually, driver shortages. And one of the reasons why we open a branch in Canada is overcome this issue, and a Canadian government actually came up with a good immigration plan, and specifically for truck drivers, we can bring them from outside of Canada, and which actually big support from government to support the local trucking companies. They will be able to bring the drivers that actually the company is having a problem to find inside Canada.
You mentioned your personal reasons for moving from the US to Canada. If I may ask for your personal reasons.
I wasn't a permanent resident of USA. I was on a work permit, and I was newly married at the time when we started the business, and I had a newborn baby, which requires me to travel frequently to Uzbekistan, at least a few times a year.
So your family was back in Uzbekistan while, while you were working in the US. Okay.
I came to a point where I had to choose to start whether to start the permanent residency process in US, or I had to leave, why I had to find another options. Because if I start the process in the USA through my company, it will be a long process. I'm gonna have to wait at least 6 years to get a decision.
What has been your impression of doing business in Canada, and overall your view on that topic?
Our experience in Canada has been positive so far. We see a lot of similarities in the industry. Most of the rules and regulations and straightforward and consistent, making the compliance easier for trucking companies. The resources to run the business is more accessible here in Canada compared to the US, especially finding cheaper, I mean, reasonable equipment. Another thing is getting access for financing is easy. That's one of the surprise actually we had.
It's a surprise. So you, even though it's a new company, you had an opportunity to find
Exactly,
the
yeah.
right finance. And how has your business adapted? You mentioned economic downturn, recession. Everybody is feeling globally because of wars and COVID effects still lingering. How has your company adapted to that? What did you do to make the effect of that negative things less on your company and on yourself?
So we as a company, we came up more strategies to overcome the issues, to reduce our costs, to analyze our costs. Actually, we came up with a system where we can be able to monitor our day-to-day expenses in real time. Actually, that's actually helping a lot.
So are you using new tools?
Yes,
Okay.
new system, in-house new system we came up, and it's actually help us to monitor day-to-day our expenses. And this truck, how much is making, how much is being expensed, how much is going out for the maintenance, how much is going out for drivers, and how much is going out for the fuel, and that tool actually helping us a lot to analyze our cost and come up with a solution if it's hurting the company. And we didn't have it in the past, and I think without this one we wouldn't be even surviving in this market.
You mentioned earlier that we rely on foreign talent, basically foreign skilled people. So how is that aspect in Canada, in your mind?
Attracting more drivers from outside of Canada is one of the new things that government implemented, and it's I think it's a good support by the government for the local business, local trucking companies, so that they can overcome and reduce the cost. And it's been one of the biggest challenge in the industry. So finding a drivers or having to work there for a longer period of time. So it will help immensely actually to reduce your cost, to reduce the issues you're facing because of this driver turnover. And if drivers are qualified, if they know the language, if they have some certain of experience, and nowadays it's very easy for them to come to Canada and work as a truck driver.
Just a simple question. As an entrepreneur in the trucking and transportation business, do you think it's worth the effort to come to Canada to do business?
It's a good time to expand, as we mentioned earlier. More resources available and more businesses are on sale because they having a problem to cope with the economy, cope with the market, and you may get the company for reasonable price, and you may start and you may implement your own strategies and run it until the market get better. And once it's get better, and it will be worth to invest, I guess.
Thank you very much, Sirojiddin, for your valuable time, and I hope I will see you very soon with growing business and hopefully when you become a proud Canadian. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.